In this video, I am going to show you the connection between the confidence interval and hypothesis testing. Okay, so we have done confidence interval as well as hypothesis testing for the population mean. So let us this is the 100 times 1 minus alpha percent confidence interval for the population mean. It's always going to be in this format. So whether here this is the z table value or the t table value, and depend on whether the sigma is known or unknown. All right, so it's always in that format. So now if you looking into the hypothesis testing, say that this is the testing the alternative hypothesis mu not equal to mu naught. So the test statistic, the sample z or the sample t, depending on whether this is sigma is known or unknown, went like that. So this value is this mu naught value, the x bar, and either this is the sigma or the s. So when you calculate this, if this is value is in here or in here, so depend on the alpha level, so you split the alpha into 2 and then you reject the null and accept the alternative. Okay, so you split the alpha into 2 like that. So now if you go back and look at the construction of confidence intervals, so we use this statement to construct this confidence interval. We put that probability statement like that, and then we ended up getting this interval. So anyway, this is the connection we use to get this interval. All right, you might, if you cannot remember, please go and check it out. But anyway, this is that. So in other words, basically, if this value is in between here and here, in other words here and here, so that gave you this interval. All right, so you see that this is right there. So that means that of course they are connected. All right, so as far as the two-tailed test goes and the confidence interval, they are fully connected. So that means, so if you're looking at the two-tailed test, say for example with alpha level, that's why we are splitting this alpha into two pieces, alpha level test, we can test this hypothesis by checking whether this mu naught value, the null hypothesis value, is in the confidence interval you get right in there. See that over there, so this will give you this interval. So to check that, we all need to check that is that this mu naught value is in the interval you are going to get. Okay, so we can, in other words, at alpha level, okay, for two-tail at alpha level. So you reject H naught if mu naught value, this null hypothesis value, is not in the interval you're going to get, not in the confidence interval you are going to get. All right, you reject H naught and accept HA if the mu naught value, this mu naught value is this value, is not in this whatever the interval you are going to get, depending on whether you are using the z or the t, has nothing to do with that. Okay, so that is that. So that's the procedure. Actually you can use that way, so instead for the hypothesis testing. So the only thing is that if you are doing it that way, you will not be able to figure out the p-value though. Okay, you can certainly utilize your confidence interval to figure out the hypothesis testing, but you won't be able to find the p-value, by the way. Okay, so anyway, so that is that. So if you're looking at one tail test, this versus one tail, either this or the lower tail, you remember that when you're doing the one tail test, you are putting the whole, whatever the level alpha, into one side, either this side or on the other side. So it's essentially, if you put alpha into one side, so if you're constructing the confidence interval, one alpha here, one alpha here, essentially you are constructing in between 1 minus 2 alpha. So okay, so essentially you need to look at 100 times 1 minus 2 alpha level confidence interval, 2 alpha percent confidence interval. All right, so that's where the thing, if you are dealing with a one tail test. either lower or higher, upper, doesn't matter, okay? So if you're looking at this with one tail, you need to look at this much confidence interval for mu. Then after that, if you are dealing with the upper tail test, mu greater than mu naught, the way to do that is that you reject H naught and accept HA if mu naught value, this mu naught value is lower than this value, x bar minus COT, sigma over square root of n. So this could be the T or the S, depend on the situation, okay? But in other words, you reject H naught and accept HA if mu naught value, this value, is below this value, lower than that. But that is for the upper tail test. So for the lower tail test, you reject H naught and accept HA if this mu naught value is more than this value. Alright? So that's that. So depend on the sigma is known or unknown. That way, if you have S here, you have the T here. Alright? So it's that. So that's that. Okay, let us look at an example. So that's another approach. Basically, if you want to use the confidence interval to do the hypothesis testing, you can do it that way. But if you have to figure out the p-value, then you have to do it, figure out that and find the p-value, okay? All right, so this one, this example we did look at before. Okay, so I'm going to redo the same example now. But what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use the confidence interval. This is what we did. The n sample size was 16, and then sigma is 0.15, and the x bar is that. So we wanted to test this hypothesis against this alternative hypothesis, two-tailed test. Okay, so this part up to here we did before. So the sample z was this, because the sigma is known, and we reject this value at alpha level, since this is two-tailed test, sitting at 1.9 minus 1.96 or plus 1.96. So this value is within here, so you cannot reject H naught. If you are using alpha level then in that case, once you split into half, this is 1.645 minus plus. So now this value is going to be outside, so you reject H naught, all right? So what I'm going to do is this one by constructing a confidence interval. So here, to do the part A, so this at alpha this level, so this is two-tailed test by the way. So therefore, you need to construct a 95% confidence interval for that, okay? Because it's a two-tailed test. So you construct a 95% confidence interval. So here again the sigma is known. Therefore, so you have to use the z table values with 95, which is that sigma value and that, okay? So you do that, this is the x bar. So you will end up with that. So now to check this, what you need to do is that you check whether this phi value is inside in this interval or not. So this phi is in here, therefore you cannot, in other words, when this value is in here, what you are saying is that this phi is a possibility for mu. So therefore you cannot reject H naught. Okay, that's what it is. So the phi is a possibility right in there. So you cannot reject H naught and accept HA. So that this is the same conclusion. You see that? So now suppose you want to test, instead of testing 5, say you want to test 5.5. So you don't need to recalculate this thing. All you have to do is that you need to check whether 5.5 is in this interval. So 5.5 is not in this interval. So you reject and accept the alternative. Okay? So in other words, you don't have to recalculate again and again. Once you have one interval, you can answer for many things. Okay? So now, say for example, you want to check 5.1. So here that is in. So you cannot, inside here, you cannot reject 5.1. Alright, so now suppose you want to do part B. So if you want with 0.1 level, again it's a two-tailed test, so you need to construct 90% confidence interval. Alright, so the same way. So here you do that. So here once you do that, now you're looking at 5.0. See that 5.0 is not in here anymore. Okay, so then you reject H naught and accept HA. But you remember that this way is very sensitive, this accuracy, okay? You need to keep 4 decimal places minimum, okay? With all your calculation. So 5.0 is not in here, so you reject H naught and accept HA. So say for example 6, whatever, okay? So you can say you want to check mu equal 4.5 with a two-tail mu not equal 4.5. So you do the same, so you don't have to recalculate. All you check is that whether 4.5 is in this interval. That's it. Okay, but this got to be two-tail test. So now suppose you're dealing with the upper tail test. Suppose, okay, this is not in the question. So say you want to do that. Okay, so then what you need to do is that you need to construct, see, you remember that when you're doing the hypothesis testing, you are putting all the alpha into one side. So now you need to construct this much confidence interval. With 0.05, put in here 0.05, essentially you are dealing with 90% confidence interval. Because you are putting here 5%, on the other side kind of 5%, in between 90%, okay? So when you construct 90% confidence interval, what you're going to get is that this was the 90% interval right there. You will get that, this one, okay? So here, now you check, you're trying to see whether this, against this alternative hypothesis, you see whether this phi value is in this interval. Certainly it is not, so you reject the null and accept the alternative at that level. You see that? So if you want to check, say for example here 5.1, so 5.1 is in here, not in 5.1 is in there. So you cannot reject that 5.1 and accept the alternative. So you can utilize like that, okay? So no, actually the thing is that this really, what you are looking at is this. When you do that, you need to pretty much look rather than, okay, actually, for the upper tail test, you need to look at whether the mu naught value is less than. Okay? So for the upper tail test, you need to look at the mu naught value is less than this value. So in other words, when you get the confidence interval, you are kind of assuming this one like that. You are utilizing only this for the upper tail test, not this. All right? For the lower tail test, you are utilizing the upper tail value to decide. All right? So in other words, yeah. All right. So, yeah. So you need to basically, I think what I said just a minute ago, 5.1 is not correct, okay? If you are dealing with a 5.1, so 5.1, so here 5.1, 5.1, so you are utilizing that. So here, that one is basically on here. Okay, so you cannot reject. No, that is correct actually. Always for the upper tail, you are utilizing this. For the lower tail test, you are utilizing this. So it's like that. Okay, so, but it's not an issue for the two-tail test. All right, so anyway, so it's the same thing here. If you are dealing with the upper tail or with this level, so with this level you need to construct a 95% and then decide it, okay? So so you can look at one of our previous example. We did that confidence interval. So in this case we use the t interval, okay? So we did this one before, by the way, this example, hypothesis testing using the hypothesis testing, okay? So you can construct the confidence interval and see whether this value is inside or not. Otherwise you reject it, okay, or accept it. So I will stop here, okay? So